Hello and welcome to Ryzen Tech. Today, we'll talk about how to choose the best motherboard. If this is your first time watching my video, make sure you subscribe now and enable notifications. How to choose the best motherboard. There are literally hundreds of motherboards available that you could use for your next PC build. We examine motherboards for specific processors such as the AMD Ryzen 9 7950X and Intel Core i7-13900K, as well as platforms such as Intel-only motherboards. The best motherboard for your PC build is largely determined by the processor you intend to use. Intel processors require motherboards with Intel sockets and chipsets, whereas AMD CPUs require motherboards with AMD sockets and chipsets. You can then consider price and chipset features, though as long as you spend a reasonable amount, you'll be getting an excellent motherboard. The two best motherboards for either platform also allow you to get much more out of the processor than what's available from the factory, mostly through the included software. Other recommendations in our collection include solutions for enthusiasts, Mini-ITX builds, and those on a tight budget. There is a motherboard for nearly everyone. The more expensive the motherboard, the better the support for stable overclocking and the likelihood of using high-quality components. What you should look for in a new motherboard. There are a few critical factors that should influence your decision to purchase a new motherboard. As long as you don't buy the cheapest boards, you'll be fine with the latest Intel and AMD processors. Here are a few things to remember. Cooling of the voltage regulator module, VRM. If you intend to overclock, power delivery is essential. The choice of rear port, the form factor, ITX, Micro ATX, ATX. Selecting the best AMD and Intel chipsets. Pairing stated chipsets with RAM support for the appropriate CPU generation. M.2 slots are examples of features. The VRMs and their cooling are both critical. You want clean and reliable power fed to the CPU, especially if you intend to overclock, which necessitates big VRMs for extra headroom. Power delivery with many phases is also excellent, and is typically reserved for more expensive motherboards. The back port option simply controls which ports you and your accessories will have access to. It is the least crucial factor in selecting a motherboard because most options have identical ports. The form factor controls the physical size of the motherboard, while Intel and AMD chipsets help give additional capabilities. It is critical to match these to processors that are supported, as well as RAM. An AMD motherboard will not function with an Intel CPU and vice versa. Certain processors will not work well with slower or faster RAM, so double-check with Intel or AMD's websites for further information. Additional options, such as M.2 slots, are available. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Please subscribe to my channel and enable notifications now.